My name is Andrea Hoffman. I'm the founder and the CEO of Culture Shift Labs, and I am the creator of Culture Shifting Weekends. Culture Shift Labs helps senior leaders, cities, and philanthropists with growth and innovation through inclusion. This weekend is so important because oftentimes people that should be celebrated in the African American community are not. Our job is not only to raise their profile, but essentially rewriting the history books in the way that they should have been written the first time.
You're all doing brilliant things, and if you don't already know each other, you probably should have, and that's our goal, is to get you to get to know one another.
There's so many people that have done so much in this space, but so few know about it. So it exposes and gives a platform and shines a light on important people in a way that doesn't always happen.
Every year, the honorees are amazing. When you think about Lonnie Johnson and a toy that was created for kids so many years ago, it's still relevant, it's still being used. And so making sure that, a 50 or a 60-year-old person doesn't get lost in the history books is important. The woman that created the technology behind cataract surgery, of course she should be celebrated, and why isn't she on every billboard and every book and on the lips of every kid? John Rice, who is creating the next wave of technology innovators and employees that can raise through the ranks, is critical. And Frida Lewis Hall being in the halls of the C-suite at a pharmaceutical company, disrupting and being a change agent, who wouldn't want to celebrate them?
Think about it in terms of how abundant we, just this room here, can create and shift this world.
I can't imagine what's more important than bringing people together and amplifying our collective voice. And I think that's exactly what today is about and what the Culture Shift Lab is about.
We're just not all operating with the same set of facts. And so people will talk about the bias of the corporations, and they'll talk about the pipeline challenges of potential employees. What they won't talk about are the success stories. So independent of the challenges, why don't we talk a little bit about what has gone right?
A lot of people don't know that it was a black firm that commercialized the internet addressing system. Every kid in the United States should know that. And that's the problem we have, is that we're not relating what we have done in the industry to our kids.
I believe that this is the moment that we all in this room should be playing a front and center role in the movement for social justice and economic equality. This should be the social movement that we lead. We in this room have a unique multiplier effect and real leverage.
We grossly underestimate what has gone right. We diminish the achievements and accomplishments of people who have done fantastic things in our community. Culture Shift Labs helps to make a lot of the information that's readily available more broadly understood.
They have taken up the cause of inclusion. Perhaps it's one of the final steps in what was envisioned by the great Martin Luther King Jr. In 1963, his dream was that black girls and black boys can join hands and play with white boys and white girls. And if you translate that into being on the board of directors at Google and Yahoo, that's what he was talking about.
Social innovation to me is not about breakthrough innovation. It's about breakthrough transactions and breakthrough interactions, which is happening here.
In order to have access, the door has to be opened, right? And so it's making sure that we're bringing together leaders, stakeholders, but also allies in the movement. And so I'm inspired by the diversity at an event like Culture Shift Labs, the inclusion opportunities here, but also most importantly about the action that takes place when you walk out of the event.
If we're going to compete on a world scale, if we're going to maintain a robust quality of life in America, we're going to need all hands on deck. So it's not just a matter of doing something and being all-inclusive because it's the right thing to do. It's a matter of doing what's best for us all so that we all can thrive and be successful.
Oftentimes it takes somebody from the outside to bring innovators into a company. And I spend every waking minute of my day looking for these hidden figures, looking for amazing stories to tell, and taking those people and bringing them inside companies so that I can do what I do well, they can do what they do well, and it's just a great way to co-create and collaborate.
I hope that in the years that come, we can talk less about the need for diversity and simply honor the diversity that's been executed. Thank you.